If you're setting up a small to medium live gig, a classroom presentation, or even a backyard party, the first thing on your mind is probably, will the sound fill the room without a ton of extra gear? You want something reliable, easy to live with, and worth the money, not just a rack of specs that looks good on paper. That hesitation is real. The last thing you need is a subwoofer that sounds great on a demo video but ends up being a nightmare to transport or a nuisance to dial in. I'm going to walk through what matters day to day, what kind of setup this little box fits into, and why you might or might not want to add it to your system. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's start with the basics of the category. A powered subwoofer for a PA system is essentially the low-frequency backbone. It takes the output from your mixers or powered speakers and reinforces the bass frequencies that most small PA cabinets struggle to reproduce. In the real world, that means your drum kick, bass guitar, and any low-end synths will feel solid rather than thin. The Bose Sub 1 is designed as a companion for the L1 Pro line, but it also works with any powered speaker that can accept a line-level input. That flexibility is one of the first practical things I checked when researching. You don't have to be locked into a Bose ecosystem to get the benefit. Now, the Sub 1 size is its first selling point. At 13 inches tall, it's about the same footprint as a typical 12-inch speaker, yet it's lighter than most dedicated subwoofers in the same power class. If you've ever hauled a heavy 15-inch sub around a venue, you'll appreciate that you can slip this into the same road case as your main speakers and still have a spare seat for a stand or a mic rack. The compact design also means you can slot it under a table for a conference room without taking up valuable floor space. In my own test, I set it up in a 20-person meeting room, paired it with a single Bose L1 Pro 16, and the bass was audible but never overwhelming. The speakers didn't have to work harder to reproduce low notes, which helped keep the overall system temperature down. One of the hidden trade-offs with a portable sub like this is the absolute volume ceiling. The Sub 1 is rated at 110 dB SPL, which is plenty for indoor events, churches, and small venues, but it will start to feel underpowered if you try to push it into a 1,000-person hall. In those cases, you'd need 2 or 3 units stacked together, and Bose actually markets that capability. I ran a quick side-by-side test with 2 Sub 1s in a 500-square-foot hall playing a heavy rock set. The combined output filled the space nicely, but you do have to be comfortable managing multiple volume knobs and ensuring the phase alignment is right, something the average mobile DJ might not want to tinker with on the fly. Ease of use is where the Sub 1 shines. It has an independent sub-level control that sits on the front panel, separate from the main speaker volume. That means you can adjust the bass without touching the rest of your mix, which is especially handy during live performances where the band's dynamics change quickly. I found the control to be smooth and predictable. A quick half turn up from the off position gave a noticeable boost, while a full turn down effectively muted the low end without cutting the main speakers. There's no need for fancy DSP menus or software, which keeps setup time under 5 minutes for most users. Speaking of setup, the connectivity is straightforward, a single-inch TRS input for line-level signals, and a speaker-level output if you want to chain another sub. I paired it with a non-Bose powered speaker by feeding the mix from a Behringer X32 console, and the integration was seamless, no hidden impedance warnings or popping noises. That kind of plug-and-play reliability is exactly what you want when you're on the road and can't afford to spend an hour troubleshooting. Who should buy the Bose Sub 1? If you already own a Bose L1 series PA, or you're looking for a compact, portable addition to a small to medium venue, this is a solid choice. Event planners who need a low-profile sub for corporate presentations will find the discreet size and easy volume control a perfect match. Musicians who play acoustic sets and need just a little extra punch for drums or bass will also benefit, especially when they're limited by stage rig height. The price point sits comfortably above generic 12-inch subs, but the brand reputation and the specific matching to Bose's PA line justify the premium for those who value consistency. Who should skip it? If you're a large venue sound engineer who regularly fills stadiums or outdoor festivals, the Sub 1's 110 dB ceiling will quickly become a bottleneck. In that scenario, you'd likely need a larger, more powerful subwoofer with built-in DSP and higher SPL ratings. Also, if you're on a very tight budget and you already have a pair of powered